Hey guys, this is Mel, and I am back to talk about Supernatural, episode 1301, titled Lost and Found, which premiered Thursday, October 12th, 2017, and I'm recording on Friday the 13th. So guys, before we get started, huge spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the episode already, please go do so first, then come back and see what I have to say about the episode. Otherwise, my other videos are up on screen right now, the reminders for those, same as last year, so take a moment to check that out. Also, just a quick little thing. If you can notice, the background in this video is now different. It's taking a bit of an edited version of the season 13 poster, which is just awesome. So there is that. So yeah, let's start the 10-minute clock and let's begin with what happened in this episode. So timeline-wise, it really picks up immediately where the season 12 finale left off. And that is with Dean by Castiel's dead body and Jack being confronted by Sam, who is still naked in a corner with glowing eyes. So there's that. Now the episode reminder is pretty much the whole focus of the episode was finding Jack, aka the Nephilim, aka Lucifer's son. So again, with story breakdowns of this episode, again, there's only two major ones I'm going to talk on, and that is just pretty much focusing on Jack. So the first one is pretty much, I'm calling it, what did we learn about Jack in this episode? That's like a huge thing. For this one that I picked up on, and the second one is pretty much tracking Jack down after he runs from Sam and Dean from that first initial scene with them. And he's pretty powerful too. We see a big burst of energy from him, and it kind of slows them down in the blast. So anyways, moving to what did we learn about Jack. This is definitely a huge spoiler alert, but hopefully I catch everything. But the fact is that Jack claims to have been living through Kelly. There are times where it was Kelly in control, and then there are times that Jack was kind of in control. So when it came to language and stuff like that, stuff that usually takes years to know, like how to walk, how to talk, all that, Jack claims to have learned it through Kelly, aka his mom. Also, we find out that Jack views Castiel as his father because Kelly chose Castiel to protect Jack. Another reason why Jack is all grown up as a teenager is because his mom told him that the world was too dangerous for him to be a baby, too dangerous for him to be a child. So Jack took that in a sense that he needed to grow up really fast in order for him to protect himself to the most basics of standards, I guess you could say. So there's that. Also, we see him reacting very badly to Angel Radio. Don't know if that's because he's a newborn and doesn't know how to channel it out yet, or if it's strictly because he's Lucifer's son. But we did meet a Nephilim back in season 8, but we don't know if she ever reacted to Angel Radio like this. So it could be just the fact that it's a sense overload thing for him. But we see when he reacts badly to it, his powers kind of go out of whack. Same thing as when he's scared, he says that his powers become uncontrollable for him. So flickering lights, movements of objects and stuff like that. So there's that. So he really needs to keep that under control, or at least stay calm so that nothing crazy happens around him to draw attention. So there's that. Also, we find that, we see firsthand that Jack is completely fine after being stabbed in the chest with an angel blade. There's no reaction like an angel where he just pulls it out as if like, oh. It's as if a demon were to get stabbed by a regular object, right? They just don't react in anything like that. So there's that. We also see the angel banishing sigil work around him. It affects the angels like they're supposed to, but for Jack, it doesn't really affect him. The only thing that you see it affecting him is that the veins on his neck kind of glow, in a sense that when Sam was infected with that darkness infection thing, and how they really grew very prominently black on his neck, those veins. In a sense, it's the same for Jack, except they're glowing for a moment as he dispels the effects of the sigil from him, from the looks of it. Also, a fun tip is that he really likes candy, specifically the nougat kind. So there's that. Also, the angels believe that Jack can do anything. Apparently, he can't resurrect Castiel, though. And he's unsure if he can still open the rift to the apocalypse world yet or not. But it's a possibility, I guess they have to channel. But the angels are afraid of Jack because he supposedly can do anything, type of thing. So there's that. Now, moving to the actual storyline of the episode, though, was the fact that they were trying to track Jack down. So Sam and Dean are trying to find him, as well as these three angels that are trying to find him as well. Now, Sam wants to protect Jack. Dean wants to kill him. As we know, It's a shoot first, ask questions later type of deal. All he sees is that Jack is Lucifer's son. That means he needs to die type of thing. Now, the three angels want Jack dead if they can't have him. Otherwise, they want to use him as a bargaining chip, from my understanding. So there's that as well. Now, the last scene of the episode shows us the apocalypse world. This is the only time we actually see it in the episode, which I kind of like. So there's that. But we see Lucifer chasing after Mary, who is trying to survive, or at least prolong her death from him. But Lucifer decides not to kill Mary because he needs her alive. So there is that. So for me, for the synopsis of the episode kind of alluded to it point blank stated that we were going to see Mary and Lucifer in this episode, except we only get to see them in this very last scene of the episode. Now, if it were for me, if the synopsis didn't have the mention of Mary and Lucifer, then I think I would have preferred that, because then this last scene where we got to see Mary still alive and running from Lucifer, that would have been a lot more of a great surprise for me in the moment of watching it, as opposed to me already have read the synopsis and knowing, oh, I'm going to see them, they're both still alive at this point type of thing. Because previously in the episode, Dean had already concluded that Mary must be dead the moment Lucifer realized that they trapped him type of thing. So then, except the back of my mind, I knew about the synopsis. It's like, well, we got to see them. When are we going to see them? And then we do. So if I didn't know about the synopsis, I would say that the last moment of this episode would have been a bit more of a great surprise for me, I guess you could say. But anyways, tidbits for the episode is the fact that we see Dean praying to Chuck, aka God, to get everyone he lost restored to him. So bringing Cass back to life, bringing Mary back from the apocalypse world. He even prayed for Crowley to come back to life. So there's that, but his prayers went unanswered, unfortunately. Also, we see the Hunter's funeral being made for Kelly and Castiel. Also, a goodbye is not only said to the two of them, but also to Mary and Crowley as well. So there's that. And I just wanted to point out that there was a very memorable quote that was stated from Sheriff Christine Barker from the very beginning of the episode, pretty much. And I really liked it. It's going to resonate with me. I just really like that right out of the gate for the season, they have really put in this type of notion. As always, as a supernatural world is best to do. And the quote is, "There's no such thing as weird. Everyone is normal in their own way." So true, so telling, and it really reaffirms all the stuff that the cast have been doing outside the show. So it's pretty great for that. Now, end tally or death tally, however you want to call it, it's pretty much the drunk angel. I don't know her name. I'm just going to keep calling her the drunk angel. She was killed by Sam. And then we did see the two other angels be banished by Sam, with the angel banishing Sigil. So there's that. So the only true death we got to see was the drunk angel, who was really annoying, but I'll leave it at that. Now, moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode, I think for me it has to be, I'm pretty sure I was along the same reaction as Sam when he heard this, but it was the fact that Jack views Castiel as his father, not Lucifer. When Jack said that, I was like, wait, what? And then Sam parroted off what I just said. He's like, what? I was like, yeah, I'm with you right there in that moment type of thing. But I really like the idea that Jack views Castiel as his father. Maybe it will reaffirm Jack being on their side when it comes to their fight against Lucifer. So I'm interested to see what comes from that. But it kind of sucks also that Jack is looking for Castiel. He's determined to find his father figure, and yet Castiel is dead by the hands of his actual father. So it's like, kind of sucks. So I'll get back to it in a moment. But moving on to top 3 favorite moments, I have to say the first one has to be Dean's prayer to Chuck. On the one hand, it's not like a favorite in the sense that it was a happy, good moment. It's a favorite for me because it was such a telling moment, and it really got the emotions stirring because of the fact that this is Dean, who never prayed to God or anything like that until, like, in dire situations. He only turns to that when it's like he's the last option, especially when he finds out that it's actually Chuck. And then for Dean to not only pray for Castiel to be brought back to him, but to have Mary brought back to him, and even to include Crowley in that too. These are all these people that Dean has formed relationships with over the last 8 years, maybe. No, 5 years. More than 5 years. I don't know, I need to count. I think it's 5-6 years, right? Castiel, he's the one who saved him from hell, and then he's pretty much been a part of the family since then. Mary's his mom, he just got her back, and now she's been ripped away from it again. And even Crowley was kind of been like his frenemy for a sense. They bonded when he was Demon Dean type of thing. Crowley could have killed him many times, yet didn't. So it's like, to see Dean make that prayer to Chuck and have it go unanswered in that sense, it was very, very strong of a performance, and it's very telling from Dean where his headspace is at. It is just from him with that prayer, you could see that he truly feels like he's lost everything. And God forbid, if he lost Sam too, that he would have been like completely broken, I would say. But there's that. Second favorite moment, and there's the timer, but favorite for me had to be that Sam was trying to understand what's happening to Jack, or trying to get an understanding of a feel of just who this guy is. He was just born a day ago. Is this someone that they fear? Is it someone that they could maybe help with? Or it was just great to see Sam trying to figure this out and trying to in a sense make a connection with Jack. I really like that. I can't wait to see how that dynamic expands for them. So there's that. And the third favorite move for me has to be the scene with the Hunter's funeral. Again, not because it gave me a good feeling or anything, but because it was so telling in where these three characters were, and it was so emotionally moving, if that makes sense. It's just like these guys are been through so much, and yet the time for them to just sit back and just take in what has happened to them. It's just, and have them react to that. It was a great performance, and that's why it's my favorite. It's not my favorite because it's happening to these guys type of thing, but I hope that makes sense. But moving on to the top 3 peeve moments, I have to say that a peeve of mine was that I wish that we saw Jack attempt to resurrect Castiel and then find out that he couldn't do it before they burned his body in the Hunter's funeral. I kind of wish that Jack attempted such a thing instead of just taking the word of a vengeful angel saying that Jack couldn't resurrect the dead type of thing. I wish we could have saw the attempt as opposed to just taking the word of the drunk angel and stuff like that. So that was a peeve of mine, that we didn't see the attempt. And the second peeve of mine was just the drunk girl who turned out to be an angel. She was just so annoying. And that moment in the pirate restaurant, I really felt bad for that employee who had to deal with her drunken demands of having French fries in the morning. I mean, like, I felt for that guy. I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I really wish that you could just turn her away type of thing. But then to find out she's an angel, I was kind of glad that he didn't, because otherwise he would have been killed for it. But she was just so annoying, and I could have gone without her. But then it does make you wonder, why was there so much emphasis on her in that moment, and then her random ramblings to Dean later on, only to turn out that she ended up being an angel that was actually tracking them. So there's that. But moving on to what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? Jack. Introduction of Jack, just what he can do, or the small inclination of what he could do, is really surprising. Can't wait to see how he unfolds and how he unfolds as his powers grow, but as well as how he takes in the world and just what side he's going to go. Is it nature, nurture type of thing? So there's that. Now, random questions though. First one, if Jack remembered Dagon burning when he was in the womb, what else does he remember then from what happened around him? So that's that question there, because we did see a bit of flashes of him remembering certain things like Dagon burning, Kelly's voice, her face, and stuff like that. So just wondering what else he does remember. And last question, did Chuck really ignore Dean's prayers? I mean, that's kind of sad if he does. I think I would have gone a lot better with beforehand, when we didn't know that Chuck was God, and then any prayers that they made or any notions of God being ignored was truly because of the fact that, well, maybe he's not there, maybe he's not listening to them. But then to find out it's actually Chuck and he does listen, and he doesn't do anything sometimes, it makes it hurt a bit more. But he did say he does listen to a prayer or two, so I'm wondering what's stopping him from listening or even fulfilling Dean's prayer. So there's that. But moving on to predictions very quickly, based off the promo for 1302, it looks that Sam and Dean are trying to get Jack to turn away from evil as he learns that he is Lucifer's son. Also looks like Dean's kind of wary of him, but we do see also that Jack gets the pentagram, the flaming pentagram tattooed from the looks of it, or at least the quick flick of it I saw. If that's the case, did Sam get his redone? I don't think we ever saw that again. And also we see the return of Donatello, reminding Sam and Dean that Jack has angel powers as well. I'm kind of surprised by Donatello because I truly thought that Amara had killed him when we last saw him when she was trying to get the location of the bunker out of him. So there's that. But based off the synopsis for 1302, it reads that Sam and Dean begin to explore what Jack is capable of doing with his powers. An unexpected visit from Donatello alerts the boys to the fact that Jack will need more protection than the Winchesters can provide. And then also there's a new Prince of Hell in town, Asmodeus, and with Lucifer out of the picture, he sets his sights on Jack. Yikes. So that's going to be a little harsh. I can't wait to see who this new Prince of Hell is. Is he actually a Prince of Hell, like Dagon or anything like just one moment. Sorry, I had a call. So anyways, I'm wondering if this new character, Asmodeus, is an actual Prince of Hell like Ramiel and Dagon, or if he's just a self-proclaimed Prince of Hell because he wants to rule Hell, since Lucifer is out of the picture. So there's that. It'll also be interesting how they're going to try to get Jack converted to their demonic ways or to Lucifer's ways. So anyways, there's that. With that said, I don't have any other questions from that though, but otherwise it's just the announcement of the fact that with this season, I'm still debating whether or not I should be doing every episode with its own video or if I might double up on episodes in a video. So stay tuned for that. But otherwise, what did you guys think of this premiere? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and predictions about what you think is going to come next. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check out my other videos if you haven't done so already. Also, if you want, check out my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I read blog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopsis, news, all that good stuff, all found in one place. Also, it's connected to my WordPress account. It's a work in progress, but it's more organized, so everything I post is linked to that as well. And also, if you want a detailed recap of the episode, a play-by-play, if you will, check out my live journal entry account. The link for that is down below as well, with any GIFs that I found along through Tumblr to help match it up. Is all found through there in case you want a little help of summarying if you forgot a few things like I tend to do sometimes as well. So that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for your patience. I hope you come back next week to see what they say about the next episode. Until then, guys, this is Mel. Wish you all a great day, great week wherever you are. Bye for now.